So a little bit about me. My name is Sachin Ambekar. I'm the principal of SS Design Studio. We are a design consortium based in Vadodara, Gujarat. And we tend to do architecture, structure design, HVAC, so everything becomes part of one house. Talking a little bit about ourselves, everyone tends to have their own belief. They want to believe in certain way that their business or their practice goes. Uh, there are definitely some buzzwords for that, but having said that, I would like to bring upon one small mantra by Devdutt Patnaik, which I believe in as well, which is whatever your beliefs are in life, that's how your behavior is generally. And how your behavior is toward things is basically how you conduct your business. Now, such is the case with design as well, whichever field we are talking about. Without sounding too much pompous, whether it's structure design, architecture, electrical, HVAC, there has to be one person who's conducting that specific design because there are too many players at hand, there are too many players to play with, and there has to be someone who is at the forefront of it. So I tend to always say there is a parallel between architecture and filmmaking, because if at all by end of the project, if the project works, just like it could be a great movie and it could be a Bahubali and it could be a Rajamouli. If not, sorry, you're not getting the next movie. So I do tend to see that. And that holds true for, I think, again, not just for architecture, but every possible design we can think of. So I'll quickly go through two projects today, as again, time is pressing. One of hospitality in nature, other of industrial. I'll talk about later on why I chose these two projects. So this one is a boutique property, farmhouse property outside Baroda. So it belongs to a royal family that stays in Baroda. It's an old 30-plus-year-old property which had to be converted into a weekend stay kind of place. So out of that, on the left bottom corner, as you see, are the villas, out of which we'll be talking only about that. The rest of the portion came about in the manner of 2 years. So this is just a four-room villa. I mean, above two are the cottages, and the below two is one villa with a plunge pool. Now, these are just some presentations drawing to understand. Later on, photos will justify it. Now, here one of the key thing, if I go back, is that it's almost on a cliff, right? And we had to reclaim a lot of land in order to do it. If we just look at it in plan, the entire deck, almost you can say 45% of the deck was cantilevered when we had done about 45 piles in order to do this, and we had to do a gabion wall in front in order to reclaim land, and because rest of it was virgin soil, but a lot of it, as I said, 45% of the entire deck area was cantilevered because it was all new reclaimed soil and it's at a cliff. We had to do pile footings, pile foundations for it. This again, in certain cases, I don't know if you can read it, but in certain cases it had to go almost 6 meters as a cantilever. This is that line, as you can see, after which we had to, it's all new soil, rest everything is virgin soil, so we had to do a gabion in order to retain that, and our deck comes, in fact, even further than that, further ahead. A lot of times in terms of steel, since we talk about steel, it matters, figures matter. So we wanted to achieve a certain thickness of, if I go back to it, a certain thickness of slab, and we also wanted to do with the brick soffit. And we could not afford any deflection, which was becoming a problem in structure design. And we could not have a lot of, a very thick slab. So hence, PT came into place where we had to prove that why PT works, where at least after using PT, we were able to reduce the tonnage of steel of about 25%. So here we had to do 4 layers. As you can see, the PT was done. Almost the slab came down to 175 mm thick. But we also wanted to do that, if you see on the right top corner, we want to do a brick soffit. And this layout is just showing the part where we want a brick soffit. So we did that as the first layer, then the reinforcements, then we do PT, and then another layer of reinforcements. So these are just few shots. We did a small photo shoot recently. So as you can see, it's most of the deck, as I said, is cantilevering outside, and that's where steel here has helped us tremendously, including PT, where because of PT we were able to reduce the steel, but at the same time that sort of cost reduction balanced out, and it helped us convince the client in a better way, so to speak. Just some of the finished images of the project. We tend to use steel. I don't know if whether it matters here, but we tend to use steel sometimes even in furniture. We did the small custom designed SS book rack as well. So another is quickly going through Alembic Pharmaceuticals Formulation 3 building. So this is the second part of the Formulation 3 that we did. So it's about 80,000 square feet of space. Again, here the idea was to finish the entire project as early as possible, not just for design conceptualization, but even going further to execution. So we could not, I mean, they didn't have a lot of time because there's an existing building at the backside of it. On the most right is the ground floor plan, and subsequently it goes on from right to left till terrace floor plan. So there is an existing building of formulation at the back, and we had to do this construction without wasting too much time. And this started somewhere in, I think, late 2022, I believe. And so what we came up with as an idea is that rather than going with all slabs with typical RCC construction, we would involve PEB for the joist and the slab, and only the RCC for the peripherals in order to create a certain coherence to the building behind in terms of architectural language. So as you can see, most of the building, the peripheral columns, etc., we tried to bring it up, but the internal, where we saved time, was to do completely in PEB. I believe Kirby did the PEB here. These are just some of the construction photos. I don't have the final photos because again, there is a safety issue, etc. They don't allow by end of it, so we could not get the final, but I hope that could, actually I have 10 seconds left. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you.